Hello. I'd like to talk to this slide. There are many questions from all of you regarding how to groom, what to groom, especially for those of us that are new to showing and you see all sorts of different grooming styles. I think your guide should be the breed standard when it comes to grooming. It's a breed that should be presented naturally. That means in your grooming style as well as your handling style. The dog should be showed on a loose lead at the proper speed, not too fast. When it comes to grooming, you want to follow the breed standard. So for instance, let's take a look at the ears section here. There's a tendency to over clip the hair away from the ears. The breed standard calls for an ear that's supposed to be set high on top of the head with lift. If you have a dog that has a low set ear with no lift, you should not be taking the hair off the top of the head at all. The hair here is called personality hair, we call it in the day. But if you keep that hair there, you can clean up around the ear. But if you keep that personality hair, especially on top, it will present your ears more closer to the standard. If you have ears that are very low set on the head with no lift, you should not be over trimming the ear. You do want to clear out from the throat latch area a little hair. There's several ways you can do that. You can do it, pluck the hair with a stripping knife. Your leash or collar may give you that definition, but you definitely want to show the throat as not having excess skin. There's a tendency, especially with the male dogs, to have way too much chest hair, and it doesn't match the rear of the dog. The male dogs can look more top heavy in the front. It's perfectly okay to take out some of this hair. I would do it by hand. You can thin it out with a thinning brush or a blade and take out some of it. Basically, you're stripping out undercoat. You're not cutting the top or guard hairs on that. The hair that grows down between the front legs can be hugely detracting for a judge, especially when you're coming toward the judge and they want to see front movement. If you have excess hair hanging here and it's flopping left to right, it can really skew the look of a sound dog. So I do trim this up. I trim it up by taking thinning shears and going vertically up into the coat with short little chops or cuts. And then I take the hair out with a greyhound comb on that. The pastern area, you can see here, this dog looks like he's completely low down on his pasterns. If you come over here to the groom dog, we're supposed to have a very slightly sloped pastern. You want to groom that so it shows a very slight slope. You don't want to be grooming to show an arc from the elbow or whatever. It makes the dogs, it skews the look of the dog's foot. It skews and gives an incorrect look of the sloped pastern, and it detracts from the look of the dog. Top line, the goal here is to have a level top line. You can achieve a lot of this with towels, wet towels. The minute you take the wet towel off, however, it will pop up again. So you can do with a little hair dryer, and much like those of us with curly hair blow out our hair straight, you do the same thing with a roll brush and whatever. If it's in a humid area, you don't want to be adding a wet towel. So you've got a dry towel to keep it down, and just take the towel off before you go in the ring. The underline here should have a tuck up, and it's supposed to show a tuck up. That means from the bottom of the rib cage to the front of the rear leg should show a tuck up here. Again, you can achieve this from taking thinning shears and cutting straight up into it, and do it on both sides, obviously, on that. In terms of the rear, there seems to be a tendency, especially among pet dog breeders, to shave off the rear furnishings. And I'm starting to see a little over sculpting of the rear furnishings in the show ring as well, which is not appropriate. You do, however, want to lift the long hair up off the hocks so that you can see this bend of stifle and the bend of hock here. This rear pastern is supposed to be perpendicular to the ground, and you want to show that. So in grooming the rear hock, you don't want to do an arc like this rounded look. That would give the appearance of the dog being sickle hocked, which is inappropriate. So in just a really quick look at, and this is a quick look at show grooming, if you have any doubts or any questions, refer to the breed standard as the ideal and groom to that. I hope this helps you. Good luck.